welcome to today's video. In this video we're going to be learning how to make these beautiful garlands. So if you want to learn, keep watching. We're gonna talk about where are you able to place garlands. Of course, garlands and organic garlands to be specific, because you guys know that there's different types of garlands. There's the classic garlands, there's also the organic garlands. In today's video, we're gonna be making an organic garland with a Christmas kind of theme and display, and it's gonna look super cute, something that you can do at home. One of the first things is super important that you know where you're gonna be placing this balloon garland, because it's super important that whenever you do a decoration, you have a background that is pretty. You don't want to do it, you know, in an area where people are gonna be walking by and they're gonna touch the balloons. No, it's important that you take into consideration where the garland is gonna be located. So in this case, I'm gonna put it right here. I put this shimmer wall on against my wall, but there's different ways on how you can do it. There's also different backdrops that you can use. But in today's video, I decided to do a shimmer wall because why? Because it's Christmas, because it's the holidays. And holidays are full of glitter. They're full of sheer. And they're full of things that are super fun. And I love these shimmer walls. Probably people are gonna ask me where I got them from. So I wanna make sure I say it in the video. I'm gonna link it right here below. These shimmer walls are from House of Party. And the reason why I love these shimmer walls specifically is because these shimmer walls, they have a new system. So shimmer walls sometimes can be very hard to assemble and put together, but with this system that House of Party has, I really recommend them because it's super easy. They're also very flexible, and I'll talk about it on how to assemble it so you guys know how to do the first step, which is getting the backdrop. Okay, so in this case, we're using the shimmer walls as a backdrop. So I'm gonna teach you how to assemble it together. So whenever I received them, this is the box that it came with, which I thought it was super cute. It also comes with instructions explaining step by step on how to do it. But I wanted to show you and, you know, kind of show you myself how I did it, because it's honestly very easy and very friendly. So let's go ahead and build it. I built this part right here. As you guys see, it's really, really cool. And let me go ahead and, you know, tear this apart so I can show you guys. See how easy it is? So, typically before the old system, it was really hard and I would use like zip ties in order to tie every single one together. But with this, it's super easy. This package brings two different ways. It brings this one right here and it brings this one. So this one is the one that's gonna go in the middle, and this one are the ones that are on the end. For example, in this case, we built a wall that was of two, okay? So we have one panel here, another one here, and another one here. Yeah, there's three of them. Whenever you are putting it together, it's important that this area right here, and I can get closer. Okay, there we go. So in this area right here, if I put it like that, these, we want to make sure that we cover them. So these means it goes like that, okay? So we want to take that into consideration, that we cover these holes, okay? So in this case, we are going to put these two together. We're going to be putting four, so that way I can show you and for you to have an idea on how to do it. And then it says like which ways to go. So this one has to go up like that. Do you see it right here? Because it has to go like that. If you put it the other way, it's gonna show the holes that I was talking to you guys about. So you want to make sure that this goes like that. In this case, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I have them four right here. I like placing them against the floor or on a flat surface, so that way you know where to go and how to install it. And since every time I put them in the middle, like here, I'm gonna put this one over here, okay? So that way I unite this one and this one. I just literally, it's that easy. I go like this, like that, and I start assembling it together. But in the top part, since I'm not putting four together, I'm only doing that. So in the top parts, like for example here and here, it goes like that. So like that, see? So now with these two, I'm gonna put these two right here, okay? this and like that. And then I use these ones for the ends. Here. Doesn't hurt my fingers. It's perfect. When you hear the click, it means that everything is put together. It doesn't take as much time as the other system, so I really like them. I love the colors that it brings. This is the white gold, and it's super elegant and super pretty. It looks like a really good quality shimmer wall, which is something that I like. Also, something that I did notice is that their panels are flexible. See how this? Which I thought was super cool as well. So now that we have that installed, that's the first part, okay? Of course, in this case I'm using shimmer walls, but then you can again use panels like this one right here. You can use it for, you know, put the garland wherever you want. But I would recommend, you know, using things like this. They're also very on trend, like especially with like glittery things, especially for this time of the year, like I mentioned before. So the next step, I'm gonna grab my twisters and I'm gonna grab 260s. So in this case, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna grab two 260s like that. We're gonna remove the air like this, and we're gonna make a knot at the end, okay? So in this case, I have these two together. So now we're gonna build the garland. But I just realized that it is very important for me to explain because I don't know the level of experience that you have with balloons. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain how I inflate the balloons. Whenever you inflate balloons, it's important that whenever you have your balloon pump or balloon like electric pump, in this case, I have these in here, okay? Because I'm gonna be inflating 5-inch balloons, just to give an example. But if I was using 12 inches or 24 inches or 19 inches or 3 feet balloons, I would make sure that I would put this right here, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna inflate the balloon. We always wanna make sure that we make them round. In this case, organic means is that it comes in different sizes. So what does that mean? It means that it can be in 5 inches, it means that it can be in 12 inches, 24 inches, 3 feet, and everything that I mentioned before. If you are using the balloon garland to put in the twister, and you're using twister, you know, there's different ways that you can tie it, and I'll talk about it in a second. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm going base by base, and I'm going around 1, 2, and then I'm making a knot, okay? However, if you are putting, you know, using a pole and you're putting the garland, you have a pole or you're putting it in a stand. I wouldn't recommend putting it so much base by base. Maybe put it a little bit more loose, you know, maybe you can go more like that. Don't go like super like that. You can go a little bit more relaxed, and then you go 1, 2, and then you do it, okay? So that way when this air would be more flexible, so that way when you're putting it in the stand and you go like that, when you get closer, it's easier, okay? So in this case we have this. I hope that makes sense, okay? So that's gonna be the 5 inches. So now we're gonna go ahead and start building the garland. In this case, what I like doing is I like using 2 different type of colors. So I mean, not colors, but quads per color. That's what I meant. So we have the one quad that is all gonna be 12 inches, and then we have another quad that is gonna be 3 balloons, 12 inches, and one that is 19 inches. So the first color that we're gonna be using, because it's Christmas, and the colors that we're gonna be using today are gonna be green, red, and white. So the first thing would be this quad that is 12 inches. All of these balloons are not calibrated, they're just inflated organically. And then we have these 4 that are not calibrated either. These balloons, they're 12 inches and one is 13 inches, okay? So, in this case, in case people were wondering how I made the quad, I grab 2 duplets and cross them together, okay? So now I'm going to put this right here. I'm gonna go around it twice. I'm gonna make 2 knots, and we're gonna start building the garland. So, let's continue. Grab this one right here, down. Now we're gonna add the other colors, and so on. Once we get rid of this 260, we're gonna attach 2 more 260s, and so on. We're gonna continue. So let's just start putting it together. What I'm going to be doing is I'm using, for example, I have one twister here that I have from tying the garland. So you can, the good thing about the shimmer walls is that you can actually tie them from here as well. And in this case, I'm going to be tying it from there, okay? So I grab a twister, I remove the air, I make a knot, and I could just go through here and I can make around 1, 2, 3 using twisters, and now we're going to attach it to, in this case, the shimmer wall. And now we're going to incorporate the 5 inches, and then I'm going to be adding some 19 inches as well to make it pretty, to give it some detail, and then we're also going to be adding a foil balloon right here to put a more Christmas theme, and it's going to look really good. So let's keep going. Go ahead and do is we are going to add the snow. There's different ways on how you can go about it. You can either just add it in the white part to add more texture into the white. You can add it just in the red. You can add it just in the greens. It's up to you. So in this case, I want to leave the gold ones like this, and I want to add it into the red ones. You can also focus in the middle part, just like that. You can also go all around it. It really depends what effect you want to give it. I think that's a really cool effect. So we can just add it like inside, you know? I think that's a really cool effect, and it looks awesome. So that would be the final result of the balloon garland with this shimmer wall right here. And I hope you guys like this video. Party people, if you like this video, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!